Taurus for the month of August 2025. Just doing it en route, guys. So sometimes I just randomly feel like doing it. So I don't set it up. I just kind of get right in there. So for all of you that do follow my channel, how I read the cards is I've got the clarifiers below, but the main energy is above. Some of them sort of fell out, and so I'll go through those ones here as well. I've got the cards of blockages, and I've got the cards of some good things that are coming in, and certainly the cards that fell out with this time would be the King of Swords, as well as the Three of Swords and the Eight of Wands. So we'll go into that just as a side note. But the main cards, main energy is in terms of your, and again, I should also just make a quick note that for those of you, sorry, one more second here, just doing a quick little en route read. Okay, so for those of you that this is going to be career, money, finance as well, but there's also an aspect I'm asking about in terms of your relationships. So starting out with the Lover's card is a pretty good card. So overall, again, if you're not making all your decisions, you're not all making decisions on a Monday. Sorry, this is my third one I've done today, so for me, it's a long day plus work. But anyway, Mondays, you're not all making a decision. Tuesdays, you're not all making a decision. So basically what I'm saying is take it as it resonates. You may be going through this energy currently, or it may be something that you'll be working through a little further out. But either way, some of you may be just in the throes of it right now. So as we start out here, the Lovers is a card indicating that there could be a relationship that seems to be at the forefront. This seems to be going pretty well, actually, especially when it's followed by the Knight of Cups. So this is an indicator that it points to a meaningful connection. So there's something here that is front and center, and it does look like this union is important, and there could be a relationship to some sort that's coming up here. And again, it can also symbolize deep love, soulmate connection, things along that line, but it could also be at a crossroads in an existing relationship, but in a positive way. So there might be a call to sort of align your values, have that conversation, things along that line, discussing your desires, your choices. So love is here. It's not just passion, it's about truth and compatibility. So it's actually a really good card. Emotionally, I feel like you're also deepening that bond. For those of you that this resonates for, you're deepening an existing bond, and you're also standing at a powerful emotional and spiritual choice as well. So the Knight of Cups does definitely bring in sort of that emotional component to things. So it also is an offer of emotional openness. So again, there's that conversation. There's that gesture of love. It's idealistic, it's warm, it's receptive, it's connecting. So I feel like someone might be approaching you if you're not approaching them, but it feels like it's more they're approaching you with more love, more affection, more heartfelt sort of moments and things of that sort. But again, it can also signal a proposal or an emotional expression. Like I said, it's more of a romantic journey, a romantic gesture, something that's coming in here on that basis. So I do feel like in the month of August, that love, that relationship is very strong, and it definitely is the spotlight for this month. And for some of you, it could be a new love interest, but for the most part, I feel like this is an existing connection or relationship of sorts. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, also relevant, water sign prevalent. So again, if you're partnered, this is an opportunity to reconnect emotionally and really deepen that bond and make a significant decision. Like, if you're not already moved in together, you're committing more deeply, more wholeheartedly in each other. It's, addressing anything that's dealing with the heart. So that's a really good space to be in. So it's soul-centered love or an emotional choice with depth. Now we're getting into kind of the overall emotional tone of this month here as well. This is also an indication that there is more warmth. There's more sincerity in your connections. Again, friends can also be at play here as well, but there's more, again, romantic movement, very highlighted. But I also feel that, you are being honest about what your heart wants. So again, it's the right kind of love. It's more long-term. It's more emotional depth, like I said, overall. And so now we're looking at your finances. Now I did draw more on the financial front. So just to get a general idea, because the picture that I'm painting here is that there has been some intense movements and some mental pressure. So I would say that is where it's a turning point that you're at, where it's leading to some kind of transformation. There's like a long-term emotional clarity that's coming through with those cards. Now we start off with the Magician. So something that you're already working on, that you're trying to manifest, or something you're trying to create, something you're trying to initiate, something you're trying to get an income or off of, or some kind of opportunity is what that represents. So it does indicate that you have the tools at your disposal. It's things that you can actually put out into the ether because you already have a skill set. You already have an idea. You already have the contacts that you could generate the income from this, or shift, the financial path in some way to your favor. It is also a card of self-reliance, and I did see the Nine of Pentacles come out here, so that's also resourcefulness and self-reliance. So I feel like you are in a space right now to take control, not to wait around your financial aspects. So there is a sense of urgent action, quick decisions, mental sharpness, all of that, and it feels like swift movement. And I say that because it's followed up by the Knight of Swords, and that is something that's coming in rather fast. It's like a fast changing opportunity or a sudden expense or something that could be coming in here as well. But I feel like you are um, there might be, like, again, pressure to act quickly, but it's also a warning of acting before thinking. So be careful of that. But your advice is just to don't be reckless, double check the details of something. Now, when we look at the the Knight of Swords, it is followed up by the Seven of Wands. So there is a resistance, there is a holding your ground, a defensiveness, there's a protecting of the finances, like you're fending off pressure around whatever is coming in, and you're showing resilience. And so there is some kind of financial stress that's obviously coming through here, but it's almost like you don't need to justify your choices is really what's happening. And then when we get to the Judgment, and when I say that, it's okay to ask for help is basically what this is. And it's a financial turning point. So this is more the clarifier, but you're about to be in that space where you're going to be asked to take full accountability, for a past choice that you've made, and to how you're going to operate that into the future, because there is something here that speaks to getting clear about a decision, because you're being called to change a path. Something that you've been doing needs to sort of change, and it's like a financial awakening of sorts. Now, I want to say, because of the cards that follow, this is the energy that you're currently in, is the Nine of Swords. Now, that tells me that there's been a lot of anxiety, stress, in around finances, maybe some other things here too. Maybe it's sleepless nights as well for some, but it definitely is it's a high anxiety card. So it does indicate a lot of worry about something not working out, or worried about those finances. It's in a mental and emotional exhaustion as well, about those uncertainty and that instability, but it's feeling like you're kind of suffering in some way. So now what I want to say here, though, is because it's clarified by the Knight of Wands, you are in a place of high energy. So I feel like there's a lot of creative energy here, and you're going to take bold moves to sort of move something ahead, in a way that is like, it's like you've got this motivation, you're restless, you want to make something happen financially. So there's some really good stuff here about shifting jobs, creating a side hustle of some sort, or creative income, that you're pursuing. Something about, amping that up in some way. Now, the good card out here is the Ten of Cups. So this is around family legacy, and it feels like it's a working together, because this financial vision is linked to emotional fulfillment. So I feel like it's deeply tied. It's a long-term vision, deeply tied to your sense of home, to your peace, and your emotional harmony. So there's something here about the storm may clear, but at least you kind of maintain your values. You keep, clear on what's important, and that's what you want to do, because that's where your strength is. That's where you anchor. I feel that you strongly anchor, because as a Taurus, you like that structure, and you like to know where things are headed. So I feel like your money decisions are based around, family. It's not just about survival for you. You want soul satisfaction. You want to know that you're anchored in something that truly matters to you. Now, I want to say the follow-up card here is the Death card. That's an indication that there's an ending that's going to lead to some kind of transformation. So there is something financially that's ending. Maybe this is a job, maybe this is an income stream, a way of handling money, or even an identity that you tied to your finances. And there's a change that's occurring around that. It's not a card of doom. It's about making room for the new. So especially following that, we had the card of, what was it here? Sorry, trying to backtrack here a bit. The card of Judgment that was also here too. That one really matters. They're very close in proximity. So what that also tells me is that, there is something new that's coming in, especially after that judgment card. So accept what's not aligning with you anymore financially, maybe not making enough money for you or whatever, but you are entering a period now where you must lead, you must create, be for your financial future. So there is a sense of urgency, there is a sense of mental pressure as well around that. And I feel like you're holding firm, you're really clarifying your priorities, and I feel like you're really moving forward despite the stress, but it is kind of a huge reset around your finances. Now, what I would say is that magician power, this also kind of speaks to momentum, ability to adapt, to create, to initiate. And so again, you've got two knights in the car in this read, which means there's high momentum. You're not stuck, you're moving fast. So there's something here that shows that you know what you're doing. You can do something that is going to build over the long term. Keep that vision is basically what it is. Now, what I would say is the cards of overwhelm, the thing that is not working out for you right at this time is considered more the blockage, is the Empress. And of course, it's clarified with the Ace of Wands, and that was further clarified by the Seven of Cups. So what it's telling me here as a blockage is that there's something here that's overwhelming emotionally. Like I said, we also had that Nine of Swords in there. So there might be some ego or pride that's kind of, you're having to change course in some way. And so because of that, acting under pressure, something might feel like you have to do something impulsively, but I feel like you're in a financial reset basically, and you have to let go of the things that aren't working, not creating enough money for you. Hi there, mate. Or Mata, sorry. You're trying to let go of the things that don't allow you to do more than survive. Like, I feel like you need to use the power to create, enable to not just survive, but to kind of move into something, more authentic. So what I would say here is you're releasing something for sure. You're getting clear about, and it's almost like you're anchoring yourself in this month around your finances. So again, because of the cards, the blockage again is in around the Ace of Wands and again the Seven of Cups. There might be a lot of confusion. There might be a lot of options. You're not sure what to do, but you're going to break things down. And I say that because break it down into making more sense. Because you've got the Nine of Cups, you have the resources, and I do feel like you are somebody who's quite independent. You're very self-sufficient. You are somebody who likes luxury comfort, and you want to stand on your own a lot of times and really make something your own. And I feel like you're more in control of your money, your time, your environment. And you do have some things from the past that you can still do, but it's a card of self-worth. And I feel like even though you might feel alone in some of the things that you do, I think you also take more pride in doing it that way. So it's a lifestyle that's created through discipline, especially when it's followed by the King of Coins. This is all about an increase to good things, including independence, feeling much more secure. You're going to be proud of what you build. It is something that you're, slowly building. It does mean your long-term success is going to be at the here, which means it's going to be a slow build. It is getting mastery over your finances and certainly over your businesses and around any kind of material aspects. So again, you're stepping it up, you're getting into some kind of leadership role to sort of take charge financially. And I feel like someone supportive, mentor, partner, whatever, may be helping you. There is stability in this month. There is more responsibility on you, I feel, and there is an ability to provide for yourself and others. So I feel like good things because there's maturity with money, wise investments, and it definitely still feels like it's a steady income, long-term job success, all of that. And again, Four of Coins, you are protecting what you've built. This is holding on to the resources, it's saving, it's setting financial boundaries. You have something worth protecting, basically, is what I would say here. And it's a sign of growing that abundance. So again, I feel like you're in a pretty good space. Just a card of caution, though, of course, financially. But because things will grow, but growing savings takes time, protection of assets, all of that's important here. But It's almost like grounding after chaos is what I would say there. So there is stability, like I said, just to recap, there's self-sufficiency, there's a powerful leadership kind of energy that you're sort of taking on because you're building real wealth. And I feel like you're, after that struggle or that uncertainty, you're really going to see some solid rewards, and it's going to be within reach, even though you're not really seeing it. And again, because of that King of Swords, maybe it was a legal issue, could be also dealing with lawyers or whatever, or legal contracts, things of that sort, but there has been heartbreak or some difficulty around it. But there's going to be a communication that's coming in here. There could also be some kind of an expense or something that's coming in here as well. But overall, I feel like the cards are, you're stepping it up, you're choosing a new direction, you're very creative in this space, and I feel like you get this communication of something that may be legal, contractual, something along that line. And again, the only real blockages I see is that you have some fantasy versus reality, or a lot of confusion about the overwhelm. So that could be you just being scattered and uncertain, distracted, by what if scenarios, that lead you to a little bit of procrastination or indecision. But I feel like you can do many things, and it's more about which one is right for you. So again, your blockage is the Ace of Wands, which is blocked inspiration, but it also feels like directionless energy. So again, you may feel the spark or the urge to start something, but it's almost like it's not being directed yet effectively. So it's almost like either you have a fear of initiating something, or you're hesitating to act on that idea because you are still feeling, stuck or unfocused, something like that. Or you don't know where to channel it. You've got this energy and you want to put it into something. There could also be a sense that you're blocking your self-care, doubting your own value or your creative worth here as well. And I say that because the blockage cards, like I said, that came out were in around the Empress. So it could be mother figure here that's relevant as well. Over giving to others, under nurturing yourself, things of that sort. But I do feel like you're going to move into a very creative space here in the next short while, because you're facing your blockages and that emotional confusion, too many choices, Seven of Cups, that is going to be, it's misdirected energy with the next to the Ace of Wands, or untapped energy, something that you can't act on. So again, you may be undernourishing your own potential in something, or not really receiving fully on it yet. But lack of focus, emotional clarity is what you need here to stop that, and then you'll really turn something into real movement. So to unblock, you need to ground yourself, choose one clear goal, channel your inspiration or your creativity, and again, focus on it, focus on it, focus on it. Spend more time around radical self-care here, practice accepting help, really take a look at the things that will move you ahead a little bit quicker, because I feel like you've got a lot of momentum or energy that you want to move ahead on this get started with. So again, make decisions from the head, not from the heart in this instance, in this month. Set firm boundaries around money, and then things will kind of break through that heartbreak with that Three of Swords energy. And because again, these were the cards that sort of fell out. So that's past betrayals or letdowns, emotional consequences that were more recent than, not. And it may be still influencing your choices right now or your emotional state. But you've got an incoming message coming in pretty quick here. And that, again, could be something around a legal matter or a contractual issue. But it is going to be something that is going to be it can be positive or shocking, but it's meant to move things forward. So it won't be stuck energy anymore. Things are really going to move ahead. So keep moving forward. That's what I have for you. And I also just wanted to add in that last card there as well. We had the Page of Cups at the very bottom of the deck. That influences everything, and that does indicate that there is going to be some good news. So again, just it's a be gentle, be honest sort of card. Be open. It's like you've carried a lot, and this is really that space of letting you know you are going to be moving into a freer space. Don't cling to old pain or pressure. Just get out there and make something happen. And again, it can be a communication around money, or a small amount of money that's coming through here for you as well. So either way, it's looking still pretty stable. But again, there's some kind of communication that's coming through that I think is going to, and there may be some kind of expense or something as well that might sort of throw things off, but things are still looking pretty solid. Keep moving forward. That's what I have for you. Never give up. See you in the next read. Take care, guys.